Yes, hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. So today what I would like to do is talk about stock selection once again. I've done it before and I thought I'd do it one more time and maybe a little bit easier and a simpler approach because I think I see this as very, very critical. And I want to take a minute, not a minute, but some minutes, and share with some ideas with you. Okay, so here I have a sample list of stocks right here on this watch list. All right, and um, and up here on the top left-hand corner here, not really on the left, but right here, you will see that I have the daily, weekly, and the monthly already set up here on the top. Now, if you don't have that on your trading view chart, you click down on the drop down menu and you find the 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month, and you click the star right there. You click all those three stars, and they will appear here on the top. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go to the monthly. I'm going to go to the monthly chart, and I'm going to just kind of stretch this. Yeah, bring this closer here, pinch this closer. And all right, so what am I using? I'm using three moving averages, okay? The 20, the 60, and the 200. I have several videos on this channel showing you how to set that up. You can watch those and it will give you an idea on what to do. Now, please note that this method, these moving averages and these candlesticks and the charts that I'm showing you work in all different markets, whether you're in India, the United States, if you're in England or wherever you are, Canada, whichever country you are, whichever market you're trading in, it will work there. Okay, so these are the three, the 20 period moving average and the 60 period moving average and the 200 period moving average. And here on the right hand, I have a list of stocks that are just my kind of my yeah, just a sample, random sample. Okay, so what I'm looking for is that I want the 200 period moving average. 1 minute here. Okay, I want the 200 period moving. I want the 20 period moving average on the top. There's the 20, and then I want the 60 below that, and then the 200 period moving average below that. Now, please note that when you're talking about 200 period moving average, I'm using the monthly chart here, and some companies do not have a history of 200 months of trading, which is several years. And some countries don't have that many years of trading. I think, what is it, 15 years or 16, something like that. But some countries, some companies won't have that much of a trading history. So, for example, Hindustan Zinc doesn't have that much of history. So what I'm doing is for ones like that, I'm just using the 20 and the 60. All right. But here's what I want you to note. Okay. I'm looking for, so this is pretty much the entire history of the stock. Okay. I'm looking for an overall upward movement. Okay. Now it's fighting with this all-time high, but I want to see if it will break through that and see how it does. So I will. This is something that I will keep watching and observing. Okay. Now, on the monthly, especially on the monthly, I get a chance to mark my all-time highs right up there. Okay. Right after that is the Nifty chart. That is just the index. So this is not a particular stock or ETF. This is just the index, but I keep it there because so I can have a view of what the Nifty is doing. I keep it handy. All right. Now the Nifty, of course, is trending. The 20 is above the 60, and the 60 is above the 200, and it's trending well. And you will see that the highs are higher, higher, and higher, higher, and the lows are also higher, higher, and higher, and higher. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Now, Federal Bank. Let's see what Federal Bank is doing. All right, here are the 20, is above the 60 and the 60 is above the 200. All right, that's fine. So I'll keep that there. So some of the support resistance line that I had drawn before, I'm just going to remove that. I'm cleaning this up a little bit. The all-time high, I'm moving it up a little bit further because the all-time high had gone further. So this will remain on my list because because it looks good. All right, and let's go to Canara Bank. Let's see what Canara Bank is doing in the monthly. Look at that. The 200 is on the top, and then the 20 below that and the 60 below that. So this is one that I'm not going to trade this. And let's see, what can I do? I'll just move that to the bottom. I'll move that to the bottom of the list. Yeah, let's take it all the way to the bottom of the list. Yeah, not yet. Okay. One more. There it is. Okay, so it's on the bottom of my list. That was, Canara Bank. I pushed that down to the bottom. All right. Please note that I'm looking at the monthly chart. The monthly chart means that each candle represents 1 month of trading. All right. So FACT. All right. See, the 20 is above the 60. 60 is above the 200. All right. And I've drawn the all-time high already. And that seemed to look good. So I'll leave it. And NTPC, look at this. Here you have the 20 on the top, but then the 200 below that, and the 60 is below that. So I'm going to move the NTPC a little bit again to the bottom, and I'm not going to trade that right away. And it's a good company, and you can trade that, but I'm looking for ones that are really trending. Okay, years of trending. That's what I'm looking for. FACT was the last one, and then Coal India. Let's see what Coal India looks like. Okay, here's the entire history of the Coal India trade right here, because it's a monthly chart, and this shows almost all of it. All right, I'm going to here's the entire history. And I'm going to remove some of the support resistance line that I drew before, clean it up a little bit, okay? So here you'll see that it started up and then it's just been going down. So it hasn't really been doing much. And the 20 is above the 60, but the 200 is not even there. So it's been overall downtrend. And so I'm just not going to trade that. I'm going to move that to the bottom of the list. And but it may not be a bad trade, but let's see. Okay, all right, and there we are, and FACT, and then Indian hotels. All right, Indian hotels. How does it look? There, the 20 is above the 60, and the 60 is above the 200. All right, so that looks good. I'll leave that on my watch list. NHPC. All right, how does the NHPC look? All right, 20 is above the 60, fine. And there is no 200 period moving average, 200-month moving average. And the all-time high, I'm going to move that a little bit further up to the actual all-time high. But you'll see that it went, after it started, it went down, but then it went sideways for some years. And then finally, since 2021, 2020, from that time onwards, it's been on an upward movement, and it has been doing well. And let's see how it continues with this. And then we'll also see how the weekly and the daily looks. Okay, Tata Consumers. All right, Tata Consumer also looking good. See that? The 20 is above the 60, and we don't have the 200 here. All right, now, I think we don't have the all-time high marked off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to the left and grab this tool to draw the line. And then I've already preset this ATH, okay, because I've saved the drawing as a template. All right, now, if any of you are not sure what to do, how to do that, you can double click on this and it will go to, and then you go to text, and then you can type in something like ATH, whatever you want to type in. And then you can just press OK, and it will show up there as ATH. There it is. And then you can go here, and you can save the drawing as a template, and it will be here. You see all my templates right there. All right, that's Tata Consumer. Then we have IndusInd Bank. Again, here we are. The 60 is above the 20. So I'm going to push it down. Oh my, look at all this. I did a lot of trading on this before, but I'm really not doing much on it now because it doesn't look good anymore. All right. So, and I'll just leave it down here until it begins to look good. Okay. As long as it doesn't look good, I don't want it. All right. All right. So Tata Consumer was the last one we looked at. And then we go to PNB. All right. Punjab National Bank. Again, look at that. 200 is way up there. So we want the 20 on the top, 60 below that, and the 200 below that. And I don't have the all-time high drawn out here. Oh, yes, I do. All right. It was already there. And it just took some time for it to show up. All right. Let me go down here. Let me push that down because I'm not interested in that. I really want ones that look really good. All right, NHPC, looking good. Tata, yeah. Let's see, I already looked through these. Yeah, Tata Consumer, Tata Steel. Let's see what Tata Steel looks like. My internet is not fast enough. All right, Tata Steel is good. 20 on the top, 60 below that, and the 200 below that. Ashok Leyland. Oh, let me go back to Tata Steel and make sure that the all-time high is recorded. Because see, the all-time high is commonly a powerful resistance level. Yes, it is drawn. Let me get rid of the extra support resistance lines. All right. And yeah, Tata Steel looks good. Ashok Leyland. Let's look at Ashok Leyland. All right, 20 is above the 60. The 60 is above the 200. All right, it's looking good. And the all-time high is drawn, but let me just make the adjustment on that and move it up a little bit. Okay, it's right now. Ashok Leyland is fighting the all-time highs right here. You can see that. Okay, I've got some indicators here. We get rid of that. Yeah, things that I may not need. All right, and then there is India Bulls Housing. Look at that, very negative. Look like it went up and then came down. All right, but I still have the all-time high written, drawn there. Look at all this trading I did with that. So these were ones that I traded but didn't do much or didn't make much money because it wasn't in a good pattern. Look at that, it wasn't trending. And why was I trading it? Well, I was trading it because it probably looked good on the daily chart, and that was fine, but not good enough. All right, let's continue on. GAIL is the next one. GAIL. And let's see what GAIL looks like. All right, the 20 is above the 60. 60 is above the 200. But you'll see that the 20 is it's been sideways for some time now. All right. But overall, it's showing an upward trend. So it's fine. And I looks like I don't have an all-time high drawn over there. So what I'll do is I'll move this line up here, and then I'll change it to an all-time high line. Right, there we are. Okay, so that's GAIL. I'll leave it there for now. Indian Oil Corporation, IOC. Look at that. Barely. Okay, right now it looks like it's trying to come above. Trying to go above that. Let's see if it's worth anything. Let me bring it down just above the PNB, and I'll see if I'll keep it on the bottom of my list or further below my list. All right, GAIL. We already looked at GAIL. REC Limited. All right, look at REC Limited. Wow, it went sideways for a long time, and then now for the last few months, it's been pushing its way up there. All right, and look at that all-time high. How come I had two all-time highs drawn? I have no clue. All right, but here it is. That's the all-time high for the REC Limited, and it doesn't have a 200 period moving average, but it has the 20 and the 60. But it's just been looking sideways, not really good. But let me see if this breaks out of the All right, so let me see if it breaks out of that level. All right, now next one is NIACL. All right, New India Assurance. Worth anything? No, look at that. The 20 is below the 60. And for now, I'll get rid of these lines for future. I don't want it to be a mess. The all-time high is there. All right. And I'll move that all the way down here because I'm not so interested in that. Exide. All right, Exide Industries on the monthly, it's not looking good. Okay. But it is moving. So I will watch it. Excuse me. I will watch it and see if it's going to do anything different. Sale. Steel Authority of India, 200 is on the top. Look at that. Don't want that. I'm going to move it to the bottom. All right. BPCL. What is BPCL doing? 20 is below the 60. I'm going to move that down as well. Get rid of these lines. All right. So we had, Gale was the last one. And then RVNL, Rail Vigas Nigam Limited. All right, let's see what this one looks like. I saw some people on Twitter calling it the Rocket Vigas Nigam Limited because of the powerful moves recently. This one doesn't seem to have a 60 or a 200, but I'm leaving it there because its movements are good and just watch it carefully. And then there is Indian Oil Corporation, which I said that it was not. It's kind of playing around right there, so I'm not so sure. But I'll watch it. The all-time high is up here. And let me see if that, if I had already drawn the all-time high, I don't remember. It's not showing up. Sometimes if the internet connection is a bit slow, it will take a while for it to show up. And then next thing you know, you'll end up with 2. REC, okay, REC is over here. And I said that I keep it on my list, watch it carefully, and the all-time highs there. Okay, so I hope you see what I did with the monthly. Okay, so just a random list of stocks. And this is what I did with the monthly. I've come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. Yeah, no, not 16. Sorry. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So about 10, 11, 12, approximately that many stocks that look good on the monthly chart. And what I'm doing is I'm going to take this Nifty index. I'm going to move it down to where I can mark the place where I feel like, yeah, these are some of the good ones. And that kind of marks the line between that. Okay, now I go up here to the weekly. So I'm going to switch to the weekly chart and see if the weekly look good. If the weekly doesn't look good, I will take it out of the list as well. So on the monthly, it may be good, but if the weekly is not good, I will take it out. Okay, Hindustan Zinc looks fine on the weekly, although it's been sideways. All right, so that doesn't mean that it's going to stay like that. But let's see if the trend is going to stay sideways or not. Federal Bank, even on the weekly, it's been doing good. Look at that nice upward movement. Okay, but then the all-time high is causing it to face resistance, and let's see if it breaks through the all-time high. FACT, all right, on the weekly chart, FACT also looks good. All right. And Indian hotels on the weekly looks good. The 20, the 60, and the 200 are lining up properly. And HPC, the 20, 60, and 200 are lining up properly. And that looks good as well. Tata Consumers. Yeah, no, Tata Communication. Did I say Tata Consumer? It's Tata Communication. Yeah, so the 20, 60, and 200 looking good. Tata Steel. All right. The 20 is so close to the 60, so it's not looking that good, but it's still there practically, or I should say, technically, it's there. Ashok Leyland, again, very close, but technically it's there. The 20 is above the 60, but let's see how it does as it fights with the all-time high. Ashok Leyland, Gale is fairly in a good pattern, although it's been sideways for some time now. Okay, let's see. It looks like it has broken over that resistance. Okay, it's broken over that resistance very recently. RVNL, again, the 20, 60, and 200 look good, although the 200 doesn't have much of a history, but it's still there. 20, 60, 200 on the Indian Oil Corporation looks good on the weekly chart. Okay, then REC Limited on the weekly chart, yeah, looks good. PNB on the weekly chart. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay, now you see the PNB had a huge drop for some time now, and then there was a sideways movement, and now it's beginning to pick up. All right, let's see if there's hope. And yeah, India Bulls, housing finance. All right, see, this is not looking good at all. So I'm going to move it below the Nifty. Okay, and then there was yeah, that's enough right there for the weekly. Now I'm going to go to the daily chart, and now once you go to the daily chart, you'll have to make some adjustments, and you'll have to kind of stretch this out. And I do that by clicking on this right column with where the numbers are, where the prices are, and then I could drag it up and down and make it stretch out a little bit. Okay, you can do these kinds of movements there as well. All right, this is the daily chart. So this is my last analysis here. Hindustan Zinc, what does it do on the daily chart? Okay, not so good, right? The 20 and the 200, the 20 and the 60, the 200, yeah, it's barely there, not quite. Okay, but I'm going to take that. I'm going to move it below the Nifty. Okay, I'm going to move it below the Nifty because it's not looking that good on the daily chart. Federal Bank on the daily chart, the 200 is too high. Look at that. So I'm going to move that below the Nifty. All right. And FACT on the daily chart, what is it doing? 20, 60, 200 looks good. Okay. Indian hotels. All right. 20, 60, 200 is also looking good. NHPC, let's see how it looks. Here it is. That is also looking good. Okay. Tata Communication. There it is. That's also looking good. This is on the daily chart. All right. Tata Steel. Looking good. The 20, 60, and the 200 are looking good. Ashok Leyland. Let's look at Ashok Leyland. Yeah. All right. Looking good. 20, 60, and 200. By the way, if any of you have stocks on your watch list that are different from this list and you'd like to share that in the, with the others, you can do that by sharing it as a comment on this YouTube video. Here's the 20, 60, 200 on Gale. All right. That's looking good. RVNL 2060 looking good, barely, but it's looking good, and it's barely because it's kind of fighting with the all-time high. All right, see that, and so it has caused it to be sideways for some time. And then let's go to Indian Oil Corporation. It's doing good, very good on the daily chart. See that, and REC Limited looking good on the daily chart. Okay. PNB on the daily chart, Punjab National Bank. Okay, that's looking good, the 20, 60, and the 200. And that brings me all the way to the Nifty. And the Nifty is just the index, so I'm not really trading the Nifty in that way. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's it. 11 stocks on my list. That's all I'm trading. Okay, that's all. And that's how I narrow down, fine-tune the list of stocks that I will be using to trade. And the other ones, they're good companies, but I don't want to trade them because they're not trending. In the long term, it's not trending. And in a medium trend and in the short-term trend, it's not trending. So therefore, I'm not going to trade them. I'm just going to leave them out, okay? Now, there are companies there that I like. I personally like some of those companies. I may have a liking toward that, but remember, when you're trading, you should have no favorites. Okay, that's what it is. All right, so here's a simple way, or I should say a simpler way to handle the search or the sifting through your stocks to identify this. Okay, now let me remind you, do this every week, okay, at once a week. I try to do this on Saturdays, and if I'm busy on Saturdays, another day during the week, I try to get it done every week. I go through my list and I check. So like this list on the top, this 10, 11 I have on the top, I check them again in all three areas. I make sure they're still looking good, all right? And if any of them are not looking good, they go below this Nifty index list right there. And then I also look at the ones below to see if any of them have changed in their patterns. And if they have, and they're looking good on all the daily, monthly, and the weekly, then I move it above this Nifty index. That indicates to me these are the stocks that I am trading. All right. Hope you get something out of this. And if you're able to, and I hope that you're able to understand this. And if you have doubts or questions, please leave that in the comments below. And if you have any ideas of stocks that you are handling right now and you say this is good, I think here are some other stocks that are trending in the same similar pattern. You can share that in the comments section as well. All right. Thank you very much. God bless you and have a great day.